Assalamualaikum, I'm Manu Chandia and my presentation topic is literary adaptations in films and television. Adaptation means change from one medium to another medium or from one form to another form. For example, if it's oral then into written form or written to stage play or performance. Film and television adaptation means transfer of a written work to a feature film or television series. Definition: basically, literary adaptations refers to a process of transforming a written work such as novels, short stories, plays, poems into another medium or form like a movie, TV show, animation, video game, and musical video. Evaluation of literary adaptations. Literary adaptation is not something new. It happened from centuries, like from classical Greek times. Adaptation means changing from one form to another form. During classical Greek times, stories were passed down orally. Then these stories converted into performance or stage plays. Then these plays into written form, and again in modern times we adopt these written works into feature films, television series, etc. One of the world's famous fairy tale Cinderella is brought to the screen by George Méliès in 1899. It was first ever film adaptation based on fairy tale by Charles Perrault. After the invention of television in 1927 and during this 20th century, film's adaptation gained popularity with classics like Gone with Wind and The Wizard of Oz. This trend continued with advancement in technology leading to adaptations of diverse literary works. Early examples of literary adaptations in films and television. First one is Cinderella. As we have already discussed above, it was directed by George Méliès in 1899 based on fairy tale by Charles Perrault. Another example is Les Miserables in 1909 by J. Stuart Blackton. It was adapted from Victor Hugo's novel. A Christmas Carol. It was adapted from A Christmas Carol 1843 novella by Charles Dickens. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It is a horror film released at January 16, 1912. Adapted from Robert Louis Stevenson' novella Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, 1886. Now, these examples are from television. The Quatermass Experiment. It is a science fiction serial by BBC Television, released at 1955 and adapted from The Quatermass Experiment by Nigel Kneale. Another example is Sherlock Holmes, released date October 18, 1954, and adapted from the Sherlock Holmes stories of Arthur Conan Doyle. Literary adaptations have always significant impact on the original work. The first one is increase or decrease book sales. Good or poor adaptations might lead to increase or decrease book sales, affecting the financial aspect for the author, the estate, or publishers. And the second one is author's image. Good adaptations and bad adaptation will surely affect author's image. Good adaptation helps to gain popularity and bad adaptation can reflect negatively on the author's image. Third one is diminished audience interest. A poorly received film or TV adaptation can reduce interest in the original text. Disappointed viewers may be less inclined to explore the source material. Fourth is characters or story changes. Adaptations might alter characters or storyline. For example, when I read a book, I imagine a very handsome hero, but in adapted version, they selected a very poor cast. Sometimes adaptations add new character and change a story too. Number 5. Distorted image. If an adaptation fails to capture the essence of the original work, it can create a distorted image of the story, character, or themes, leading audience to misunderstand or misinterpret the author's intent. And the last impact is loss of original context. Adaptations can sometimes strip away the historical or cultural context, present in the original work, diluting its significance or impact. Benefits and challenges in literary adaptations. First, let's discuss benefits. First one is broader audience reach. Adaptation can introduce the original story to a wider audience who might not typically engage with the original written work. This exposure can increase the work's popularity and relevance. And second one is revitalizing interest. Adapting a literary work into different medium can renew interest in the original source material, potentially leading to increased book sales or renewed appreciation for the author's work. Third is exploration of themes. Adaptation provide an opportunity to explore themes, characters, and settings in new ways, offering fresh perspectives or interpretation of the story that might have resonated with different audiences. Fourth is cultural impact. Successfully adaptations can become cultural touchstones, contributing to the story's legacy and fostering discussions about the themes and messages presented. Challenges. First one is fidelity to the original work. During adaptation process, balancing faithfulness to the original work or into a new medium can be challenging. Good adaptations are those which are close to the original text. And the second one is audience expectations. People's expectations are very high. They don't want a poor adaptation of their favorite book. It can disappoint or hurt their sentiments. Creative interpretations. When directors, producer, and screenwriter take a book or a story to make a movie or show, they each have their own views on how to tell that story. Because of this, their individual perspective can lead to adaptations that differ quite a bit from the original work or what the author first intended. So, the final movie or show might not match the book or story exactly due to these varied interpretations by different creators. And the last one is overshadowing the original. Sometimes, when an adaptation, like a movie or TV show, becomes super popular and well known, it can become more famous than the original book or story. So, people might end up knowing the story from the movie or show rather than the original source material. The adaptation becomes the main way people recognize or remember the story. Adaptation diversity. Basically, in simple words, adaptation diversity means to include a lot of different perspectives, cultures, and experiences. It's all about making sure that diverse voices and stories are represented in these adaptations. This way, the adaptations show a wide range of people and their stories. This concept involves creating adaptations that reflect the diversity present in society, including but not limited to cultural diversity, adapting stories from various cultures, traditions, and regions, ensuring that different cultural perspectives are accurately represented and respected in the adaptation. Diversity of characters, ensuring that adaptations include a diverse range of characters in terms of race, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, abilities, and backgrounds, reflecting the richness of human experiences. Narrative perspectives, adapting stories from different viewpoints and experiences, amplifying underrepresented voices and stories that might not have received attention in their original form. Successful literary adaptations in films. The first one is the Lords of Rings trilogy, 2001 to 2003. It is directed by Peter Jackson. These adaptations of J.R.R. Tolkien's epic fantasy novels were both critically acclaimed and commercially successful. And here's everyone's favorite Harry Potter series. Based on J.K. Rowling's book, this film series became a cultural phenomenon, captivating audiences worldwide. Shawshank Redemption, 1994, adapted from Stephen King's novella Rita Hayworth and Shawshank Redemptions. It considered one of the greatest films ever made. And now these examples are from television. First one is Games of Thrones, based on George R. R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire series. This HBO show gained immense popularity and a dedicated fan base. Another example is Sherlock, a modern adaptation of Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes stories, which garnered critical acclaim and a huge following. Bridgerton, this is a new series adapted from Julia Quinn's novel. This Netflix series became a global hit, blending period drama with modern elements. Conclusion: literary adaptation are a powerful means of bringing stories from written works to life in different artistic forms, such as films, television, stages, or even video games. Literary adaptations offer several benefits, including expanding the reach of the original work to new audiences, revitalizing interest in the source material. I hope you have understood this topic, literary adaptations in films and television. Thank you very much.